or one of these girls that you used to be with say, yo, you sexually abused me, but they got a kid and they make you change their Pampers, you know, cause you operated, you in the bed with a whole fucking BBL suit. And like, if you know this nigga be sexually abusing you, drugging you, fucking putting life insurance policies on you, like, I don't want you around my kid. Like, come on now. Like, these girls really on some fucking, what's that, what's the bitch that sued Johnny Depp?
Oh, Amber Heard.
Amber Heard shit, like, shit crazy.
Damn.
Yo, one of my bitches calling me right now. Cause she gonna think I'm cheating or something crazy.
All right, nigga, text me.
Yo, 6ix9ine, please come back to hip hop, bro. This bitch mad boring without you, dog.
Oh man, I think I wrapped that one up. This nigga's hilarious, man. Hey, listen, I'm not laughing because I don't believe. I'm just saying that the way this nigga talk is just hilarious. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know sensitivity. I know.
He need his own show.
I'm just sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Please, give me some grace. Okay, all right, bet. I think we're done with this. I got perfect. What is this? Okay. Oh, TwitchCon. Oh, they said Twitch. They're gonna make the bands more transparent. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right, nigga. If you know Twitch, nigga, they'll just ban you and just give you a vague reason, nigga, for breathing. Okay, bet.
Yo, bro,
all right,
what's
cool.
up?
We got at least.
Yo, it's that hard to get banned on Twitch? Like, I ain't never know that shit, my boy. Like, I don't know. And I be saying some wild shit. You know what? Hey, let me just monitor my tone right now.
15 more minutes, so we gotta make it strong. Did I do all my topics? I know I ain't do all my topics. This shit is no way. Oh, okay. Yeah, they've been hitting me all week trying to get me to say this. Or not say this, but get at this. All right. So let me give you a quick explanation real quick of what's going on in the music industry, okay? Kevin Lyles steps down, okay? Let me explain from here, and then, you know, we could kind of go on to other things. All right, chat, what was very important that you should know when trying to evaluate what's going on in the music industry, why the executives are stepping down. Kevin Lyles was the guy who, first, let me start off with 300 Entertainment. Former heavyweights in the game, Todd Motzkowitz, Lear Cohen, and Kevin Lyles, they came together and created label called 300 Entertainment. The motto around 300 Entertainment was supposed to be, hey, you don't need a huge label. You could be almost kind of quasi indie, have a smaller staff, smaller number of artists, and still do big numbers. They started this label. Y'all should remember Shy Glizzy, Migos at first. You should remember Fetty Wap. You should remember who else? I believe Rich the Kid was there. This was the early and obviously subsequently Young Thug, and obviously YSL. If you remember this time, it was a very important time. Now Lear Cohen is very important for coining the 360 deal. Eventually, Lear Cohen saw the writing on the wall that really tech companies are running the industry. Tech companies are the new labels. So he still maintained his ownership stake in 300, but he went to be the head of YouTube. He's still the head of YouTube.
Here's what I'm going to say. And this, hey, look, I ain't talking no cap. Thank you for the one viewer. But I'm a programmer, right? Like a developer. It's not that they run, like tech people don't run the industry. What really is the case is tech people not telling you the full scope of how much money they could be making or they are making. That's really it. Like, think of it like this. I could sell you a website and not tell you that I'm putting some code or some program in there to make you return back to me every month for a subscription. Zinger. That's basically what them niggas is doing, my boy.
That was around the time when Young Thug started to be able to learn how to walk on his own, learn how to ride a bike. Todd Moskowitz dropped out of 300 Entertainment. He went to create his own label, a label called Alamo. That label then becomes synonymous with, Gucci 1017, Icy or something, Ice like label.
Yo, you know how I'm saying but it was a time to be alive because that's when the labels was conjoined almost. Like they was sub labels. It wasn't like big labels. It was like it was a big maybe entertainment group that was managing mad like sub labels. You feel me? Like label type shit. I remember.
Didn't really hear anybody. The two people who kind of popped that off, or the one in particular, that Rod Wave made Alamo. Alamo Records, Rod Wave made it. Okay? So, by the way, Rod Wave is still under Alamo, which I think Alamo now has a deal. I don't know if it's Interscope or where else it's at. It might be a Sony. I don't know. Anyway, I'm telling you where these executives go. So, 300 starts with 3 executives. Lear goes to YouTube. Tom Moskowitz go to Alamo. Kevin Lau stays at 300. Now, remember when I told you that when Gunna came back after the news that 300 was being acquired by Warner, Gunna was going to be under Warner? It was going to be under Atlantic. And some people say, oh, I don't know what he's talking about. These are rumors where, again, I don't speak to second in command pencil pushers. I don't speak to peons. I only speak to bosses. So I speak to people who sometimes when I'm...
Gang, yeah, I don't know who I right now, but please, let me get to that level. I ain't hating. I just want to be there. I want to speak to bosses only. Because niggas at this level, they fake slow.
Speaking and I'm giving out information. If you even are in the industry, and this is why I had to son that little nigga DJ Head. If I tell you something about your mama and you don't know, maybe your mama don't trust you to tell you. But I'm telling you what's going on. So sometimes I tell you things that people in the industry don't all the way know yet. It ain't always, it ain't all the way happened yet.
Nah, that's why I only stream at though. Like I could be streaming and I could be doing this shit myself trying to get the content. But why make my life harder when there's a great reporter right here? You feel me? Because it's just news reporting. And he right.
Or it's in the works and only a few people know. Don't ask me how I know the shit, but I know the shit. Remember when I said Gunna was going to end up on Atlantic? You know what's happened today? Or not today, it's happened recently. Atlantic, remember I told you all their problems? How did I know that? I told you all their problems. Didn't I tell you that all the executives lined their pockets, starved the artists, dropped all of them, the Meek Mills, all of these niggas, they all got dropped. Young Boy had to leave like Kodak. Did I tell you that? Told you that, right? Why did I tell you that happened? Warner Music went public. All them executives supposedly $100 million apiece. That's the number. Print it, write it. Nobody would say I'm lying because I'm speaking facts. So the executives lines their pockets, dropped all the artists. Atlantic is looking abysmal, looking trash. And someone who's very smart realized a move could be made. Didn't I already tell you, and I gave you this story about the industry, about nepotism? Didn't I say who's the leader of the biggest music?
That was on another stream. That was definitely another
conglomerate,
stream.
UMG, Universal Music Group.
Because he was talking about how UMG was taking off their music from TikTok. That was during the time when UMG and TikTok wasn't seeing eye to eye on the deals. Yo, UMG is the biggest company out there in music, apparently. I didn't know that.
A guy you hear Drake rap about, other people talk about, Lucian Grange. Who is his son? Didn't I say his name is Elliot Grange? By the way, how do I know some of this too? 6ix9ine. I got a joint venture with the nigga. Shout out to my man Lucian. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to Homemade Records.
It was because of 6ix9ine. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I believe
not
so.
Just speaking on my ass, people, right? Didn't I tell you that I created a little act not only to show people I can have fun, but to show, but I didn't want people to talk about me like how they talk about Stephen A. and these things like I was never in the league. I went to drop a record. I signed a record deal. I didn't only sign a record deal. I signed a deal for a JV. You get what I'm saying? I have a label. I made sure that whatever I'm talking about,
he was going to sign people
I got
too, but
experience with it.
I've been following Act for a minute. He wanted to sign people, but he don't like working with artists. Like he don't like dealing with that shit, bro. I feel him because they got too much.
I had to deal with my lawyers. I wanted to be well versed in what I'm talking about. This is why I know most of the things I know. But not only that, I'm also speaking as a person who nobody could call and be like, yo, why'd you tell him that? You're fine. No, don't happen like that. All these people, lucky I'm in a position where, let's call it, we work together. So 10K projects. And by the way, ironically, this affects me too. Matter of fact, I know it affects me because Warner sent me an email today saying, the Academy Records, we need your vendor information to pay you out. I haven't taken payment from 10K for years. I dropped the little act thing after that. Because I haven't signed anybody. And I don't want people to give me a loan. I could get millions of dollars from them, but I don't want a glorified loan. Because you know what? You're going to, not necessarily they're going to say pay it back, but now you're indebted to somebody. And I'm not that committed to dropping music, just honestly, right? But anyway, I got the news. 10K, which was independent at first, but it went through his father's conglomerate, UMG, then Capitol. 10K does a deal with Warner. And I always tell y'all, the difference between music, the big conglomerate music labels, and the little rinky-dink rappers who think they got to shoot each other to get the up on whatever competition they got, is that Universal Music Group, Warner Music Group, and Sony Music Entertainment, they all work together, okay? They all make money together. So you know what happened? The son of the most powerful guy in the Universal umbrella takes his independent label, which I have a deal over there, 10K, by the way, 6ix9ine signed to 10K, Trippy, 10K.
I said that earlier.
Okay. Ice Spice, 10K. Who else? This is a bunch of people. Takes 10K and does a deal, because it was an indie label. Remember, he would have to work his way up the ranks to get to succeed his father. It was going to take a long while because he started late. But he said, nah, I'm going to do it by being an independent label and showing y'all proof. Look at this. Internet money, success. Look at this. 6ix9ine, success. Look at this. Trippy, success. So he's doing this independently, even though the independent is looking a little bit more than independent. If you get my drift, okay? You know what I'm saying. Hey, the next play for him, you got to get to the top spot. Now, the only way you got...
You know what's crazy? The music game was ahead of the time before we was. You see how people now transitioning into the independent artist shit? Niggas, if what acts ain't true, niggas was already pivoting during the time where Love is Rage 2 was coming out type shit. To like a industry where it was more independent, like quote unquote, like you feel me, where people was getting more label, I would say help, but financially only, and they was doing most of the legwork to sell themselves. So independent took on a new meaning type shit. Right when I want to say Uzi, and Ric Flair, when Offset came out with Without Warning, that was a time for music, bro.
To go run a label that is in dire need of repair. The label everybody was talking about that's historic is Def Jam. Def Jam been trashed for a long time. They don't have no new artists. Like, I think at one point they were touting that YK Osiris was their big deal. Come on. So they needed saving. However, ultimately, I forgot the name of the gentleman who actually took that job, but that's his project to fix. What's the next thing? Well, ironically, at the same time, Warner goes public. Everybody's cashing out. They dropped a shit ton of artists, Meek, all these people. And then Atlantic now looks garbage. By the way, every new drill rapper, every new Hispanic rapper, they're all signed to Capitol. Capitol's getting all of them. So who becomes the label that is impoverished? Atlantic Records. Okay, cool. Brilliant play here. Take 10K that you've built up, Ice Spice and all these assets, and be like, oh my God, you got the newest. And it's Sexy. No, Sexy is not going through there. I'm sorry. Anyway, grab that situation, bring it over to Warner. Now, theoretically, you would think, well, Warner and Universal are like competitors. It's not like two fucking stupid rappers shooting each other. No, it's not that same, right? So you bring your label over there, and then Atlantic, or really Warner Music Group, says, well, our executives are lining their pockets. They're all on the outs. It's the big play. Yo, these executives are getting $2, $3, $4 million a year. The company goes public and you get $100 million. Peace the fuck out, nigga. That's what happens, okay? So they were already on the way out.
No funny shit.
Elliot Grange go over there with 10K. He says, I could bring my label. They offer him the job. What we now have is Atlantic Music Group that falls under Warner Music Group. You know what's an Atlantic Music Group? 10K Projects, with Elliot Grange owns. Who now runs Atlantic Records? Elliot Grange. 300. Remember I said Gunna, if he was going to leave YSL is directly tied to 300. He would be maybe Atlantic. What's under Atlantic Music Group? 300. And some other record company called Elektra. So there's a newly formed new method Atlantic Music Group that is going to be the foreseeable future of what Warner is going to put out on a urban content level. So if you're wondering why executives are leaving, well, they've already absorbed 300. They don't need Kevin Lyles. It's probably in Kevin Lyles' best interest to cash out, because when 300 went there.
Wow, that shit makes sense now, bro. That shit makes sense, because he stepped down, but he didn't want to make it look weird or have people ask questions and make anything look suspicious. Okay. So him stepping down during this brings more attention to Diddy than it does to the music industry and what they're actually planning for.
It required him to be there in a managerial positions for a certain point. What I'm saying is that I know y'all want to conflate this with Diddy, but this is the music business. Niggas cashed out, they're leaving.
Yeah.
In the last 18 months, a lot of people have lost faith in the streaming forecast of this industry. Also, the bigger labels are saying, let's downsize, consolidate. So remember, you used to say Atlantic Records? Well, you're saying Atlantic, 300, 10K, Elektra. That's a music group now. We don't need all these executives. You could go. You could go. Julie Greenwald, you got your 100. You could go. Everybody is cleaning house. The industry is preparing for, I won't call it a recession, but if I had to put it in layman's terms, the recession. Yeah. Consolidate, get them out of here.
It makes sense.
What's also,
because he has said earlier that they using this as a way to leverage what the music industry could be, but they have to downsize and consolidate. But in all honesty, it's the perfect time for them to leave. Like Diddy leaving. Diddy's gone, but it's like one of the top moguls in the entertainment world. You know, if music does shift, it would be a good time now to dip, downsize now without drawing attention to yourself. You feel me?
So happening. Artists who are just sitting ducks, get them out of here. We have a new leader, Elliot Grange. We have a new infrastructure, and we now have everything is folding up. We don't need this amount of A&Rs just on Atlantic when we got this amount of A&Rs on 300. Let's take the top 50 of the best. The rest of y'all, you're fired. That's what works. You're fired. Go build a house. Go dig a grave. Go paint a house. That's just how it's working right now. You're fired.
God damn.
Until the music industry starts banging, and by the way, this comes in cycle because music will never go nowhere. But right now, like, people are in the, it's streaming stalling bag. Everybody got to go. Fired. Not everybody getting fired. If somebody got fired, not an executive. Executives don't go out like that. So when you see Kevin Lyles say, quit, he ain't get fired. That boy walked away with hundreds of millions of dollars. Line the pocket. He's getting money. Lior is getting money. Facts. Now, for them A&Rs, them digital people, them people working radio, them people who was just clearing, we're not just gonna have a staff of all of y'all for no reason. Yeah, fired. You can stay. Fired. You stay. Again, downsizing, consolidating, downsizing. Okay.
Dude, that shit sounds scary as fuck, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That sounds worse than getting laid off. At least you know when the layoffs has happened. Like, this shit look like, we need new direction. Fired.
Okay?
Like,
That's essentially what's happened to the music industry. Kevin Liles, he gets to walk away with some. He's walking away with line in his pockets. He's resigning because Warner Music, again. Look, they had him as the 300 electric chair. Well, here's the thing: they just merged 300 and Elektra with Atlantic. So now Atlantic is AMG, Atlantic Music Group. Okay? Everybody think it's because of Diddy. No, it's a money play. Kevin Liles is gonna pop back up. It's the same horse and pony store. He's gonna pop up with another independent label. Remember, 300 was supposed to be the indie version of, you get the major expertise where you're indie. 300 is owned by motherfucking Warner now. It's owned by the majors. So you know what Kevin Liles is gonna do? Go lay low, go find some funding, because rule number one, especially in the music business, never spend your own money. This, Dame Dash used to get mad at niggas for that. Never spend your own money. Go get some funding, give them a little bit of equity, but equity that you can leverage, because now they're gonna be your partner, so you can leverage them for whatever you need to. Start another record label, build it up, get a couple more stars, and sell that bitch again. Sell the catalog, get a couple $100 more million. Might take another 8 or 7 years, but that's it. Rinse and repeat.
oh, that's how that bitch work? Word, that's how that bitch. I mean, that shit. I'm thinking about it. How do niggas really sell something by like that you listen to, but you sell the catalog? That's what's important, because music really not going nowhere. So if you have a label, you sell that bitch, make another one, flip it again. You feel me? You just flipping labels. If you have so it's a battle of the labels. It ain't a battle of the artists. Oh, that's why that independent artist shit is a blow, because the label is now okay.
I don't give a fuck about Diddy. You think that these niggas is caring about Diddy? Here's another thing y'all won't realize. Diddy has been inconsequential in the music business in at least 5 to 10 years. Diddy has not affected the music business. Diddy has affected culture. Diddy has affected black culture specifically. But Diddy been selling liquor. Diddy don't got nothing to do with music. Even Diddy's albums are flopping. Diddy don't got nothing to do with nothing. His catalog from way back, Biggie's catalog, any bad boy owned catalog at this point is gonna be what it's gonna be. He ain't put out a hot artist in mad long. So I know y'all want to think that, Diddy going down means these guys are leaving. Now, we should probably wonder why there's a lot of moving parts, and really CEOs and big executives, not only in music, really in entertainment, and really in these big companies. There's other financial implications where people and what you're seeing is that these industries are preparing for what they think is a recession. So when people think the market is going to keep increasing, they spend more, hire more, because they think it's going to come back tenfold. Because
So you're telling me they really trying to make Ice Spice a star? Fuck, man.
you're growing. When they think that they're not growing, or that people are becoming tighter with money, they got to trim the fat and start getting low. They got to prepare for the winter. That's kind of what's happening. So I know y'all want to think Diddy is the reason all this shit is happening. No. Now, I will say this. There is a possibility that maybe some executives with checkered past that we haven't found out about, they're caught up in the mist. What I'm saying is that we're seeing dozens. And the reason for the dozens isn't Diddy. Now, is there an executive or two that maybe their record company or whatever role they had at some company is saying, we've been served with like 4 civil suits of you doing some freaky ass nigga shit. Shit, Diddy just went down.
My thing is, I act right. It don't make sense that all these coming down without moving parts behind the scenes. But it don't hurt to wonder why they doing it when Diddy, like, you feel me? Because why wasn't it going on? Well, Cat Williams did call it out too. So honestly, I don't know. Cat the Prophet.
Probably getting closer to you being exposed, and it's gonna hurt our business. So let's do the severance package now, because if we wait until you get exposed, and this is a very, very, like, you got to think about this. If we wait till you get exposed, there is no severance package. So, and you're gonna be seen as fired. In the executive games, you rarely see fired. You see step down and resign. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there is probably a few. Now I can't tell you who. Do I think like Kevin Lyles? I don't think so. So there's probably one or two in the midst. Like, oh, okay, this person is stepping down. They've probably been served with a couple lawsuits or like negotiations. Like, yo, we finna sue you. We want this amount of money, and they've been trying to like angle and posture. And now they realize, oh shit, it's about to probably come out. Because right now, if you're a woman that's going to file a lawsuit against an executive, you want to put it out now because you're the most believable now. Right now, you're the most believable against an executive. So if you ever got touched by your executive, shit, I'm not.
Wait, so don't that mean in some point or weird way Diddy is involved? Like you feel me? If they stepping down at this point and anyone can file, ain't that mean Diddy is like, you know, like the person, the spark plug that to make all of this like domino effect happen? I don't know.
I'm surprised if some failed R&B singer put out something against maybe a label owner saying, yo, they suppressed my career because I ain't sucked their dick. Like, that might happen. This is the time for that. So yeah, everybody's preparing.
Oh, yo, it's a wrap. They about to run up a bag, baby.
Cold winter. Also, there's some turnover. Half of these people you see get let go, none of them are going nowhere. The music industry is like the most stagnant game in terms of executives. All you see is musical chairs. I'm pretty sure Junie Greenwell will pop up somewhere else. I'm pretty sure Kevin Lyles will pop up. They're going to pop up with new ventures, new labels, new situations, and they're going to run the gig again and sell and finesse and move this and bring catalog here and get another couple $100 million. That is the game. Okay?
That's a fun game to play. I'm gonna lie to you. I see why niggas want to make rap. Shit, I'm about to hop in the stew.
So, this Kevin Lyles thing is more indicative on probably you remember when Warner acquired it. Warner acquired it in look, okay. It acquired in 2021. Let me see if I can find it. Look. Okay. So it says December 18th. Cool. We could probably match it to the date. Like, bro, this is like mad. Look. Kevin Lyles. Look. It says he's stepping down. Hold on. Oh, on September 30th, he's departing. Yeah. Whatever his contract is probably said he had to stay on after the step down for 3 years. That's how most of these things are done, chat, if you don't know. Their pockets got lined because the shit got sold for $400 million already. The shit got sold for $400 million already. He stayed on for like, what was it? This would make like 3 years because it was in 2021. Yeah, 3 years. He stayed on for 3 years after. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. By the way, you know what I think that's going to happen too? And y'all better not get mad when it happened to him either. When P from QC does the same, he's going to do the same, I think. Oh, hey, all right. Yeah, as part of me selling QC sells. As part of me selling for QC, because you know P's still running it, but technically they sold it. Hey, part of that deal says you got to still be the.
So that's the play. Get the label, make the money sell, flip the catalog, and do it over. Okay.
TO and find talent for the next probably 2-3 years. So he probably is going to run this bitch for another 2 years. And then, watch, all y'all going to say this. Just mark this video. We're going to be in 2026 when y'all watching this next. Yo, Nah, Baby and them must be over because P leaving. No, then he got cashed out and he did the time that the deal required him to stay on with the label, and now he about to go make a new label with another partner. Him, Coach K, and I don't know, Gotti. If Gotti sells before, it probably won't be like that, but because those are like powerhouses. But still, yeah, just keep flipping this shit. Look, $250 million in cash. Oh my God.
In cash?
Good job.
Yeah.
And $50 million in stock. Stock that probably, has, certain type of, it probably incentivized for them to stay on for those 2 years or 3 years, right? Yeah, Chad. All right, man. Chad, I made it to 8 hours. If you do want me to get into specific, there is a bunch of like people leaving their companies and this and third. We could absolutely get into those later. If you have any ones that are more, there is a lot of stories to be told about this musical chairs stuff that's being played. The industry is in a really weird space, man. And I'm telling you, these labels, for new artists, I'll give you this advice. They're not trying to sign no bullshit right now. They're trying to sign people with leverage. Even though it's not to their benefit because they're going to have not the best deals, but they want to sign shit that works. They feel like the music industry is about maxed out. And
yo, it makes so much sense why there's so much music that's ass today, bruh. It's because the label's not signing that bullshit. I'm thinking that niggas is dead signing and co-signing this bullshit. Nah, it's y'all badass rappers who wasting y'all money. Oh, y'all heard the game? Rule number 1, never put your own money up front. Because a nigga like me not gonna stay around if it's your real money. You gotta have longevity and equity in your bitch. It makes sense. Alright, good music coming soon. That's what that mean?
And not maxed out, like really maxed out, but it's just like the majority of the money's coming, or the majority of the royalties up front is coming through streaming, and the streaming companies are telling them, yo, we've stagnated. And they're like, what the fuck? They exist in a world where it's all about, we did 100 last quarter, let's do 105, let's do 115, let's do 130, continuing going on. And when they're hearing shit stalled, it means no more need to invest in growth, downsize, and just do the bare minimum to continue. That's not a good thing for the culture and for new musicians because they're less likely to take chances. They're less likely to have more personnel at these labels, whether it's executives, usually it's the VPs or whatever, or even A&Rs or whatever, and all around. So this is a trickle down effect. All right. People, thank y'all, man. Been rocking for 8 hours. I'll be back on tomorrow. I do genuinely and solemnly appreciate it and thank you guys for all your support. Hopefully you guys were thoroughly entertained. There's been so many of you guys who stood around for the entire broadcast. Please, we have one item sold out, which is just the pants. Please go to theacademy.shop. This is the way you can show me your support. Please go to theacademy.shop. We have a bunch of items here that you could buy. You could buy a keychain for just as little as $8. Okay.
You better finish y'all, but go on Act Stream if y'all want a shirt though. For those who have tuned in, I'm about to hop off. I wanted to tune in to see what he had to talk about with Diddy and shit. He talked about with 6ix9ine. To the one current viewer, I'ma holla at you. Hopefully you subscribe and